Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban are getting divorced. Yeah, that. Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban. 19 years, 2 kids, and it's just done. And before you even process that, let me hit you with this. They're not even close to being the only ones. 2025 has been an absolute massacre for celebrity relationships. I'm talking couples who've been together longer than some of you have been alive just vanishing. Poof. Gone. Hugh Jackman, 27 years of marriage over. Jessica Alba, 20 years with her husband, filed for divorce. Like, these aren't your typical Hollywood flings that last 3 months. These are the couples we pointed to when someone said true love doesn't exist. And now I'm sitting here like, bruh, if Wolverine can't make a marriage work, what shot do I have? So buckle up, because today we're counting down 13 celebrity breakups that legit broke the internet this year. Some of these you probably heard about. Others, you're gonna be like, wait, they broke up? And yeah, they did. Everyone did. Love is dead. Romance is canceled. 2025 said nah. Breakup number 1, Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban. Starting off strong with the one that absolutely blindsided everyone, Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban. 19 years of marriage, gone. When I first saw the headline, I literally thought it was fake news, like this had to be clickbait, right? But nope. It's real, and I'm still not over it. These two got married back in 2006, shared 2 beautiful daughters, and seemed like the kind of couple that would grow old together. You know what I mean? Like the couple you point to and say, that's what love looks like. But this fall, divorce papers were filed, and the internet collectively lost its mind. Now here's where it gets even sadder. Sources are saying that while the split is legally amicable, Nicole is reportedly heartbroken. Apparently, Keith initiated the divorce, and Nicole was completely blindsided by it. She allegedly tried everything to save the marriage, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. And look, I don't know these people personally, none of us do. But after watching them together for nearly 2 decades, seeing them at red carpets, interviews, supporting each other's careers, this one hits different. If they can't make it, who can? Breakup number 2, Hugh Jackman and Deborra-Lee. Okay, if the Nicole and Keith split hurt, this next one is gonna devastate you. Hugh Jackman and Deborra-Lee. 27 years, 27 years, and it's over. Hugh Jackman, right? Wolverine himself, one of the most talented, charismatic, and by all accounts genuinely good guys in Hollywood, and Deborra-Lee seemed like his perfect match. They were that rare Hollywood couple that felt authentic, real, like they actually liked each other, not just for the cameras. When they announced their separation, they put out this statement about pursuing individual growth and how our family will always be our highest priority. And while that sounds mature and respectful, the internet went into full detective mode trying to figure out what actually happened. Was it the busy schedules? Growing apart? Something more dramatic? We don't know. And honestly, they don't owe us an explanation. But after 27 years of what seemed like a rock-solid marriage, people have questions. Lots of questions. The craziest part? They seemed so in love, like genuinely head over heels for each other even after all those years, which just proves that we really don't know what goes on behind closed doors, even with couples we think we know everything about. Breakup number 3, Jessica Alba and Cash Warren. Next up, we've got Jessica Alba and Cash Warren, and this one shocked me because they've been together for 2 decades. They met on the set of Fantastic Four back in 2004, and honestly, their love story was pretty cute. They eloped when Jessica was 9 months pregnant with their first daughter. Like, talk about romantic spontaneity, right? But after 16 years of marriage and 3 kids, Jessica filed for divorce this February. And you know what's interesting? Their statement sounds almost identical to Hugh and Deborra-Lee's. Time to embark on a new chapter of growth and evolution as individuals, moving forward with love and kindness and respect. Is there like a Hollywood publicist just copy-pasting these statements? Because they all sound the same. But jokes aside, 20 years together is no small thing. That's longer than some of you watching this video have been alive. And to watch it end, especially when they seemed so solid, is genuinely sad. They've got 3 kids to co-parent, they built a life together, and now they're moving in separate directions. It makes you wonder, if 20 years isn't enough to make it work, what is? Breakup number 4, Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom. Alright, so this next one is interesting because I feel like I'm the only person who is both surprised they got together and surprised they split up. Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom, together for almost 10 years, engaged for 6 of those years, and they share a daughter named Daisy. They officially ended their engagement in June 2025, and according to sources, it came down to busy schedules and growing distance, which honestly makes sense when you think about it. Katy's touring, Orlando's filming, they've got a young daughter, and maintaining a relationship in those conditions is hard. But here's the part that really stood out to me. A source said that Katy actually feels relieved she doesn't have to face another divorce. Remember, she was married to Russell Brand before, and that split was apparently one of the toughest times in her life. So maybe ending an engagement feels less heavy than ending a marriage? I don't know, but I hope she's doing okay. okay. The wild thing is they were together for so long without actually getting married. 6-year engagement? That's a long engagement, guys. Maybe that was a sign all along that something wasn't quite right. But either way, it's sad to see them go their separate ways. Breakup number 5, Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. Okay, be honest. How many of you saw this coming? Because I'm gonna say it. Bennifer 2.0 was doomed from the start. Don't get me wrong, it was adorable watching Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck find their way back to each other after all those years apart. Like something out of a romantic comedy, right? But their first relationship, from 2002 to 2004, ended in a broken engagement, and their second attempt lasted just 2.5 years of marriage before Jennifer filed for divorce at the end of 2024. Here's what I'll give them credit for, though. They kept it classy. Ben said there's no scandal, no soap opera, no intrigue. It's just a story about people trying to figure out their lives and relationships. And honestly, that's probably the most mature take on a breakup I've heard in a while. Sometimes people just don't work as a couple, even if they care about each other, and sometimes giving it a second shot years later doesn't magically fix the original problems. Breakup number 6. Chris Martin and Dakota Johnson. This next one is wild because I didn't even know they were together until they broke up. Chris Martin from Coldplay and Dakota Johnson were dating for 8 years. They were even engaged, and I had no idea why. Because they were insanely private. There's literally only one paparazzi photo of them together, and even in that photo, you can barely see both of them. They kept their relationship so under wraps that when they split in June 2025, half the internet was like, wait, they were dating? Dakota confirmed the breakup by being spotted without her engagement ring, and Chris handled it pretty well. He gave a shout out to her movie at one of his concerts and told fans to be kind to each other. No drama, no public statements, just a quiet ending to an 8-year relationship. Breakup number 7, Lily Allen and David Harbour. Lily Allen and David Harbour's split hit me harder than I expected. They met on the celebrity dating app Raya in 2019, and by fall 2020, they were married in Vegas with an Elvis impersonator, which honestly is the most Vegas thing ever, and I love it. But after 4 years of marriage, they called it quits this February, and according to sources, Lily is allegedly devastated and struggling emotionally, which breaks my heart because they seemed genuinely happy together. This was one of those relationships that felt spontaneous and fun, you know? Like they just clicked and went for it. But 4 years later, something changed. We don't know what, and we probably won't. But it's sad to see another Hollywood marriage end, especially one that started with such joy and spontaneity. Breakup number 8. Natalie Portman and Benjamin Millepied. Okay, this one involves drama. Natalie Portman and Benjamin Millepied met on the set of Black Swan in 2010, got married in 2012, and seemed like the perfect artsy Hollywood couple. 2 kids, 11 years of marriage, successful careers. But in summer 2024, Natalie filed for divorce and it was finalized this March. And the reason? An affair. Benjamin allegedly cheated on Natalie Portman. Natalie Portman, one of the most talented, beautiful, successful women in Hollywood. Make it make sense. A silver lining. Natalie gave us one of the most iconic post-divorce quotes ever. I think every woman going through a divorce should get to have Rihanna say to her that she's a bad and you know what? She's absolutely right. That's the kind of energy we need. They're co-parenting their 2 children, and hopefully Natalie is thriving. Because if anyone deserves to come out of a divorce stronger, it's her. Breakup number 9. Austin Butler and Kaia Gerber. Austin Butler and Kaia Gerber technically split at the end of 2024, but the news didn't break until January 2025, so it counts. Their 3-year relationship was nowhere near as long as Austin's previous 9-year romance with Vanessa Hudgens, but fans were still shocked. They were so private that when they split, there were barely any details. A source said there wasn't much drama. The relationship just ran its course, which honestly is probably the healthiest way for a relationship to end. Not everything has to be explosive and dramatic. Breakup number 10. Shaun White and Nina Dobrev. Shaun White and Nina Dobrev were together for over 5 years and even got engaged, like ring and everything. But this September, it all came crashing down. They put out the whole mutual respect statement, but honestly, we're all still trying to figure out what actually went wrong. 5 years is a long time, and they seem that's genuinely happy together. Matching snow pants photos, cute couple moments, the whole thing. And then just nothing. Engagement over. Relationship done. No real explanation. The worst part, we'll probably never know the full story. Breakup number 11. Kelsey Ballerini and Chase Stokes. Kelsey Ballerini and Chase Stokes from Outer Banks dated for almost 3 years before calling it quits. And listen, the timing on this one was wild. Chase literally posted a happy birthday message to Kelsey on Instagram just 2 days before they announced their split. 2 days days. Can you imagine? Breakup number 12. Janna Craig and Kenny Rodriguez. Okay, real quick. Love Island stars. Janna Craig and Kenny Rodriguez lasted a whole year together, which for reality TV couples is actually pretty impressive. Most of them don't make it past the reunion special, but here's where it gets messy. Janna completely wiped Kenny from her social media and unfollowed him, which sent the fans into detective mode. And when she finally addressed it, she said the reasons were terrible, disgusting, and disappointing. We don't know exactly what happened, but those are some strong words. Whatever went down, it clearly wasn't pretty. And honestly, after a year of dating, that's a sad way for things to end. Breakup number 13. Adam Lambert and Oliver Gleesa. Adam Lambert and Oliver Gleesa. They were together for almost 4 years, and Adam even said Oliver inspired his music. They were all over the red carpet together, throwing parties, living their best lives, but sometime over the summer, it just fizzled out. Sources say it was amicable and drama-free, which honestly is the best case scenario for a breakup. Sometimes relationships just run their course, and that's okay. Still, after nearly 4 years of iconic red carpet looks and seeing them so happy together, it's gonna take us a minute to fill that void. So yeah, 13 couples down, and we still have a couple months left in 2025. Wild. Look, I don't know what's in the air this year, but someone needs to figure it out before more relationships bite the dust. Like, if 27-year marriages are ending, what hope do the rest of us have? Drop a comment and let me know which breakup hit you the hardest.